Right, everyone. So let's get started. People might join. So who has done that task? Anyone?
Yep, I have done it.
Great.
Not
How about you, Sandeep?
completely.
Mhm.
I tried, but can achieve only part of it. Not
Okay. And how about you,
I
Sandeep?
Yeah, really sorry, I was a class behind actually. I was absent yesterday. Yeah, but
Oh,
before that, you
yesterday
session,
didn't have the call, huh? Yesterday there was no.
no, day before actually, I was
Mhm.
having help with something. That's why. Yeah,
Okay. All right.
no,
So
worries.
Krishna, would you like to share your screen and show us how you did it?
Yep, sure. Give me a moment.
Or Rashida, would you like to share your screen and show us what problem you get so people may
yeah.
help you out? Yeah.
Yeah. Let me share.
Even
So
I have done, but the way I have done, I don't like that one. So I thought some different way. So maybe I'll see that also. The approach I also don't like it. What I did.
that's it.
Actually, I tried a lot, but I cannot completely achieve it. So
Okay.
these were two arrays you
Mm-hmm.
have given,
Mm-hmm.
right? So I just apply one for each for array one. So if I
Mm-hmm.
comment this one, so let's just
So
check
this
what
is
is
like
printed.
whatever you are passing to the array, you are just returning that simply, right?
Yeah. So for using this, I can achieve, the complete set of array one. Okay. And if I remove this and if I run this, then just the matching, let's say 4,
Correct.
3, and 5. These are the common IDs in both the arrays, right? So
Okay.
1 is extra here and 2 is here. So these are not printing. I'm just taking the common values. So this much only I can achieve.
So you did it in like two different sets, but you didn't able to combine it, right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I was not able to check how these common records I
Okay.
can, get the
To
position and origin.
okay.
Yeah.
See, what I believe in, personally, like teaching the solution. So the first thing you should learn that the approach of doing that solution. So what do you guys think when you see the problem statement? What comes first in your mind that which part of the solution should be done first? What you should achieve first?
First, we should get the common things from the
I
begin.
mean, the
What are the
ID was
IDs
common
account both of
field.
sides?
So based on that,
Okay,
we should fetch the
common
records.
thing.
Yeah.
But if I say if that's wrong, then
If it is wrong, then the second approach is that while writing the for each loop, this is what approach I did. So in that loop, because we need to update that, we need to update a record. We have to update our dictionary. So in that case, so what we have to do, forget about the common things. It's just you have to take the IDs, which is the common both of them, and just get the value and adopt it.
okay, everything is fine, everything is correct. But don't you guys think that the first thing that you should achieve was getting that structure done? Because the first array has a different structure, second array has a different
The
structure,
merge of two arrays.
but the output has a different structure, right?
Yeah.
So first you should have been tried to achieve that structure of data at this, right?
Okay.
Right.
So you will combine the both.
Forget about combining anything. At least you should get the structure of the data, what you need as an output, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that also I tried, but couldn't.
Right.
Harsha, I have tried actually. Can I share my screen?
Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
Give me a minute. Unnamed. Is my screen visible?
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah, so what I have done is this. First, I wrote for each item
Okay.
in array 1.
Okay.
And then in expression, first I was actually trying with the FVBank item,
Okay.
and I was getting the dictionary format.
Right.
But we needed this format, so I just did it one by one, like item ID, then name, then department. And in
Okay.
the end, we needed location. And for location, I wrote local index, like use the index function for
Mhm.
array 2 and pass the item ID of array 1
Okay.
and then null and then dot location. So if I'm not using the location, it will just
Whole
giving
set.
me the ID as well. Yes, yeah. And then it was all dictionary, so I just converted into
Good.
the
Mhm.
string, and then this is the result.
Okay. Yeah, this is also good. So first, what has to be achieved? The structure, because the structure is same and it's not same, it's a different. The
Yeah.
first array has three, second has two, but your output has four, right? So what you should do first? First, you try to achieve the structure of the data and then try to fill the information, right? Okay. Now, what you have done, Krishna? Would you like to share?
Okay, let me share my screen. Can you see my screen?
Yeah, I can say now.
Okay, so here's the problem statement that we have two
Mm-hmm.
array and we need to combine it. So what I did, I wrote the for each loop, and I
Mm-hmm.
just and then on the function I found this one methods called update, where it
Mm-hmm.
used to update your dictionary. So
Mm-hmm.
from the and I took the first array which I have which where we have all the records and which are the main where I need to update it. So I took
Mm-hmm.
this one. From this we used to get each item. So here I'll get the
Yeah.
first item. Then I said I need to add the one new parameter. So I passed that's the location, that's the name. And
Okay.
now to getting value from the second dictionary, I'd use this index function. So what I did here, if you see, first I'm taking the ID from the first array.
Okay.
I'm taking
Okay.
ID and I'm saying whatever the IDs available on the first, just when I compare with the second, I give me all the IDs. So if
Yeah.
something is not there, it's the record not available. So first it compared it and it found it, and then in the second index, what I'm doing after getting the ID. So now I have an ID, and now I need to get the location. So I did this one, the index, the ID on the first one, and then said location. So it gave me all location. So as of now, each ID is getting iterated. So here, if you see, because the first record will come here. So for example, let me explain. Okay, let me make it bigger, and then might be able to explain it properly. So here it will come first. So ID number 5. So here will come ID number 5. So ID 5 is available in array 2. Yes. Now after 5, he will say, okay, what is the location of that? Because I'm searching with that location also. So he found the Kolkata. And now this method to update, it take the first record, which is this one, and it says add the new attribute, which is a name or location. I mean, I can give anything, but we wanted to be a unique. So I said location, and now in the third portion I'm passing that particular value. So I got this value from this entire syntax, and I passed it. And now if I'll run it, it's working perfectly fine. Let me show you. uh, yeah, so here's the dictionary saying 5. ID number 5 have Kolkata, ID number 1 have a Pune, ID 4 number have a Chennai, and ID 3 have a Hyderabad. And if you add or remove anything value, it will get updated. And for example, if you do not have a let's suppose 3 is common in both in the table. So let me comment on this one, and then in that case you will get the record not found. I mean, whatever the we decided. Okay, edit now only. If this one, so yeah, if on the third, oh,
Okay.
there's
Yeah,
something
this is
wrong.
also good, but you are trying to do the update, right?
Yeah,
So update function, we didn't talk about that update function, but yeah, still
yeah, yeah.
it's fine, right? Because but you think about, right, the update is taking more, it takes more memory to in terms of timing to execute it. You won't realize because the timing is very less to very small data, but in terms of the long, it will take more. Okay, this is also fine. At least you guys have tried, which is very good. Okay. So let me share my screen.
Okay.
So the first thing that you should think about it is, how do you, you know, um, get the structure of the data, because that's the important thing we need to first find it. Okay, so let me go back to my sandbox. I believe it's there.
I think my screen is only shared. I'm just trying to stop, but Why is
No, I think, can you see my screen? I'm sharing my screen.
yeah. Now we can see screen. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we talk about, I gave you the session that which function we have to use, right? So let's say I'm going to use for each function, right? For each function, we need to consider the items. Items is going to be my local array 1, right? And in the expression, what do I need to first? But I need at least I should get my structure. So I'll give the structures in like this. I put ID and let's say putting null. Step by step. Always try to work any code step by step. Then you will be able to later. Once you are confident enough, you can do it. But always try to do step by step. And then we have location, right? Without any function, without any update and all, right? What did I achieve here? I achieved the structure of the data, right? Everything is null, which is fine, but I did achieve my structure, right? Which is matching with my output. Okay, now start filling the data. So for ID, we can say Appian bank item dot ID, right? And then here I can say name, and here I can say department, which is very easy. If I click on test tool, I'll get my data, whatever I have it, I'll get it, right?
Yep.
Now it comes to location. So for location, what we can do is we can get the index of the data matching with the ID, and then we can have the desired thing. So I can say index of local bank array 2, right? Now, which index of the data I need? For that, what we need where contains, isn't it? Or if you get confused, let's try with the where contains directly here. So I'll say where contains and 2 integer ID. So I can say item.id. I want to search based on the ID. So I'll just put it here. And then the array. So I will say 2 integer index of local bank array 2, right? I'll try to match with the ID. So if we try to run my code up to this much, what do I get for the location? I will get the position where my ID is matching, right? You see that?
No, this is wrong. In the you can see on the dictionary 4 ID is 4, but location number is 3 saying.
So ID is 4. Where is the 4 is available in this set?
Okay. It's okay. So it's giving the index. Okay.
But Ravi, in the
Okay.
last session, you said using that dot to access is not the correct. Something
Yeah, I
like
said that, but when you are not sure that you are not going to have this parameter, right? As now Appian is enhancing, it is considering that you can still use index function here, but local array, I know I can see that it has all the parameters. So it's okay to use the i.id. Otherwise, you can use the index, comma, ID in double quotes and the null, whatever, right? You can have it like this. That's not an issue. That's even better if
I
you want
was
to do
stuck there for a longer time.
right? So both are same thing, no? It's just we're using that. We can do that. That's not an issue.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Now I got the ID. So what I can do, I can now use an index parameter. My array will be local array 2, and my this where contains code will go as a index code. So I can put it here like this. Maybe null or array, whatever you want to put, blank thing. Okay. So if I go and test the rule now, I'll get my whole set of the data where it is matching. Now from this whole set, either you can simply put dot location, or if you want, you can use index function with the location. Right? Now it's coming as a string because index function returns the multiple. So we can simply say the top of it to string.
Perfect. Yep.
And then close it to the location. Right? So we haven't used any heavy function like update or anything, and we got our output. Right? So what, before making any solution, don't directly jump to the final solution. go step by step, see what needs to be achieved here to get that data, right? So first thing was required at least the structure, and then start filling the data out of. Okay,
Yep.
clear? Good. Anyone has any question?
Ravi, this is Vivek.
Yeah, please.
When this batch started on 5th June?
Yeah, on 5th.
Okay. So I need this recording for this batch.
Yeah,
System,
I'll talk to the
system
share with you.
access. Okay.
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 So you need to get your credentials created and then log into your practice environment. Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
Ravi, just one thing. On line number 18, on line number 18, we wrote expression. But normally, okay, I'm just assuming like how the system knows, okay, from the expression, whatever the code written, it's going to be a dictionary. That's a confusion for me because I thought it's going to make a list. Because normally, if you get single curly braces,
So if you put a curly braces, it means you're trying to return a list, a dictionary list.
okay. For the list, we used to make
so for each item field, it is going to create one list here. But this, because of item has 4 items, it is going to execute 4 times. So automatically it will become list of 4 items.
Exactly. Okay.
Okay. So every time we are creating only one list, one set of information, but information is repeating based on this data. So it's created multiple times.
Okay. Got it.
So everyone clear the concept of for each where contains, right?
Yeah.
Good. All right. Now today onwards, we said that, right, we are going to create our application, and we thought of application for a banking application where we will be creating our application for customer onboarding, and then maybe we gonna create an account for them, right? So all those things we can do that. But for that, first thing we will require is a customer. Okay, so whatever rule we are going to create, right? As we created this application without that checkbox, so we don't have anything here. Now we are going to create those things. So I'm going to create a new folder first of all, because we need that folder. So I'm going to say folder, and we are going to create a rule folder, because rule folder is required to capture your interface code, expression code, all those things. So we need that. So I'm going to create a rule folder. I'll give the name as rules and constants to capture expressions, interface, and constants. Right? No parent folder is required here because I'm going to do it here. So I create, and then we need to create the security here. So I want to give my work ID 73 underscore AB viewer administrator. I'll remove my name because individual user should not be there, and admin, I'll set the admin role. So if you create with the checkbox, all these things will be done by default. You don't have to do it every time. Just because we are creating manually, we will have to tell Appian every time that, okay, this is what the security you need to provide. If you want to do it, then what we have to do, go to the properties of the application, go to the application properties, and then here you set that. User group, I'm going to say 73 underscore AB. Viewer role and administrator, we can say admin. If you set the groups here, and then if you try to create any folder, it will automatically consider that. Now let's say I'm going to create a new process model folder. So I'm going to say folder, and I'm going to say process model folder. I give the name as models, application process models. Once you hit create, now you see that this automatically comes. Viewer as a viewer role, admin as an admin role, because we define into the application security. Okay. All right. Now rules and constant that folder we created, this is fine. We need a customer table. So to create any application, to start with any application, what is the first thing you think is required?
Records, data.
Database.
Data model, right? That's correct. Data
Yes.
model. If you don't have a data model, we can't do that. Now, in Appian, do we need to create the database first, the table first, and then come here? No. You can also create your database tables directly from the Appian. Okay. So if you guys already know how to create a table, you can do that. Let's say if you want to use cloud database. So we can create a new table directly from here. We can say new, and it will give the table name, whatever columns you need, and then provide the things, and then you can create it. And then you can go and back link with your record. That's the older approach that we used to follow. Now, if I want to create, I hope everyone knows how to create this table, right? Or do you want me to explain how to create a table?
No, that I
Don't
mean, I know. We know that.
Okay. So now we see that we don't, yeah. Sorry. Do you want me to create the table or is it okay?
Yes, Ravi. Can you please go?
Yes, Ravi, visuals.
Okay. So let always try to use the table name with your prefix. Okay. So this is my prefix, right? So I'll use my prefix to understand that this table, because there could be multiple users will be creating the same table, right? Customer table. But this customer belongs to which application? How do we know this? So we can use the prefix. And then I say underscore customers, right? We can have column called ID. That should be auto increment and primary key, right? Now we can have first name. First name should be varchar. If you're defining any column name as a varchar, you should define the length of it. Let's say I'm going to put 50 characters long. Initially, it can be null, so just check this null checkbox. Same way, we can have middle name as a varchar. Let's say with the 50 characters, and it can be null, so I just check the null box, and then we have last name varchar 50 characters. I need more columns, so I just say, let's say I want 4 more columns. I just hit add 4 and hit go, so we can get the 4 columns. We can have email, phone number, and then SSN number maybe, or maybe PAN number. Like if you are using creating application for the US application, then you can have an SSN number. Now let's go with that, and then we can have gender, right? All we need to change. So varchar, 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 varchar. Let's say email we need 100 characters long, phone number let's say 15 characters long, SSN number let's say 10 characters long, and gender we need let's say 2 characters long, MNF. All can be null, so just check this null checkbox. Now, why we need this null checkbox checked? Because if you try to write a customer information to the table, and that particular table data set does not have a value for any of the field, in that case, your application will break. The DB write will fail. It will say that the way you have designed the table, it needs some value. If you are not providing it, we will not be able to create it, right? All right, now let's say I want few more columns. Let's say I want 3 more columns, and it will be created by, created on, and is active. So created by, I'm going to have varchar. Created on, I'm going to have date. And is active, I'm going to have tiny int. Why tiny int? Tiny int because of Boolean. I want to have Boolean flag 0, 1. Created by, I will select 50 characters long. Created on, not required. Tiny int is not required. Maybe you can have all. We'll check the checkbox. Now, if you want to see what is your statement, SQL statement for your query for this table, you can simply click on preview SQL. It will generate the create table statement for you. You can copy and you can save it. If you don't do it now, you can also do it later, which is fine. So Any questions so far, guys? Shall I go and create the table? What is auto increment?
Auto increment required because when you add multiple records, then to make uniqueness, your ID always going to be unique and it should be get updated.
Okay,
So it shouldn't have duplicates one.
right. So auto increment basically, let's say you have 10 entries into the system already. So when you add the new one, it will automatically becomes 11. You don't have to do it. Consider it, okay? Now, what is the primary key?
The unique record.
Yeah, to uniquely identify your record. It should not have duplicate. So
not
if you
have-
try to add an entry here with the same ID, is it possible? Will this table allow you to write a entry to this table with the same ID?
No.
No, because we have made this as a primary key.
Okay.
All right, so we are done now. So what we are going to do, we are going to click on save. Once we save, we will see that a table has been created here with the blank set, no information here, it's just a blank data with the structure. If you click on the structure, you will see all the columns here. If you want to change anything, let's say I want to change this gender field to the length it should have, let's say 5, just change it, and then if you want, you can preview the SQL, it will generate the code for you. You can copy that and save it. So it will update it. Okay, so it also allows you to change the individually, and you can work with that. Any question?
Nope.
No.
Good. All right, now we have a table. If we have a table already, then what do we need in Appian is a record to link with the record. And you know what, I'm going to show you that how quickly Appian will allow you to create an application, to create a customer, to update a customer and delete a customer. We can do it within 5 minutes of coding without writing a single line of code. With Appian out of box feature, we can have that application ready for us. So let's do that. I'm going to create a new record type. Name, I'm going to put customer. So it will automatically take the plural name. If you want, you can change it. And here in the description, you can mention, if you want, you can mention, this customer table, or maybe this customer information is for ABDC Bank. So once we hit the create button, it will take the security where the viewer has the viewer role, admin has the admin role. Just hit the save button, and this is coming because we have updated into the security section. Now this is blank. We have a blank record, nothing is matched here. We just given the name. Now it says tell us about your data. From where you want to bring your data in. Record does not have its own data. It's always going to be connected with the table or maybe third party or whatever. So a record in Appian, we have 4 types of that. You can see it here. Once you click on tell us about your data. Once you hit that, it will tell you that, okay, from where you want to bring your data. So we have database record, we have process-based record, we have web services, which is connected to the third party, and then Appian has recently also added the Salesforce. So you can connect with all these things and bring your data. In our case, the data that we are going to have it is a database. In case we haven't created a table earlier here directly in the database, then what should we do? We should have selected this option. I want to start from the scratch. So it will say, it will allow to create the database table for you. We'll see this option as well in the next record. Okay, so we are going to select database as our connection points, and then I hit next. Once you hit next, now Appian says that, do you want to build your record with the data fabric option? Now, why this option? You can also disable it and then even enable it. If you select this option, it will be like old approach of your record. But now Appian record has enhanced so much that we can use the data fabric concept. What is the data fabric concept? That it means you can connect multiple records and give one view of your multiple set of data, just like the view in database. So we'll go with this option because all the things that we can do it here, definitely we can do it. I mean, all the things we can do it here, we can do it in data fabric, but there are many options like sync option and then record relationship we cannot do in this option. So we'll go with this option and then hit next. And by the way, you can ask why they have still this older approach, because there are many records are already created in the older, right? They can't simply change everything back to so that to support their use case still working, if they are not updating it, it should be there, right? That's the reason. Now hit next. Now you see that it says okay, browse. It's already automatically connected already, with our database, because we have used the internal database, right? It's already automatically connected. Now inside that we have only two tables, right? Only these two tables. So that's you are seeing it here. Which table you want to connect? I want to connect this table. Select it. Once you select, it will fetch the structure of the data here. Now once you hit next, you can see that enable data sync. Yeah, we want to enable data sync. Everything is there. We'll talk about this scheduler of when we put the schedule and all later. But here we just go with the next button. Now here you can see that all the columns that we have in the database are listed here now. And this is a source field name. What do you mean by source field name? That name that we have in our database column. However, whenever Appian creates that, try to fetch the information, the record field name, it takes all in smaller cases. But remember, Appian suggests that go with the camel casing. If you go with the camel casing, what we need to do is basically we need to go with and then update this. I want my record field name also should be in a camel case. I'll just change this. Okay. And if you see here, it's already there. Now, if you want to have the display name also change, just you can do that like this. This is a display name, so you can have space. Okay. All the changes, once you do it here, and then hit the finish button. Right? Save it. Your Appian record is ready and it has now connected with the database. So if you want to see this Appian record, just click on this icon here. It will redirect to you the tempo page of the Appian, where you can see the grid is created. Some filters options are there. These all things are coming out of box feature. We haven't write a single line of code yet, and then we have this structure done. Now from where this grid is coming up? This grid is coming again from the record itself. If you see in the left hand side, lots of options has been added. If you go to the list option, and then you can click on the edit list. Here you have the grid. And here is the code. If you want to see the code, just click on this expression option. It will show you all the code created for the grid. Now let's see if you want to make some changes. This SSN is in running case. Let's say I want to make it as a capital. I can make the changes here. Hit the OK button. Now see it's got changed. And then you can click OK here and save the changes. And if you go back here and refresh this page, this is also got updated. Okay. So any questions so far for How do we connect with the database table and get our record ready at least? Did we write a single line of code yet?
No.
No.
Okay, now this is the record, blank record. What I need to do? What feature I need to have first now?
Add record.
Add a record. So add a customer, right?
Add a customer.
So what are things? What are the things we may need to add a customer? If this is a business requirement, that give me a option where I can go and add a customer details.
So first, should we have some button where I should click and then
Okay,
I can
yeah,
add the-
definitely. We should have some action button where we can go and click on that. Okay, after that,
there should be one other page where there should be another page with the fields first name, last name, something.
so we should
ID
have an
7 with
interface.
Yeah.
So ideally, we should have an interface also.
interface.
So we need
Yeah.
to design an interface as well. Okay, what next?
And then we have to from that page we have to make sure that it's connected with the database, and then it's getting saved in that particular table which
Right.
we
So we need
created.
a process as well, which can take my data and then save it to the database.
Yeah.
All these things we will require to achieve my task. I want Appian to do all these things without writing a single line of code. Let's see. So Appian records, so powerful, it gives you an option for called actions. So just click on the action. Now what action I need? There are two ways. Either you can ask Appian to do so, or you can configure it manually. So if you want to configure it manually, you will have to design that button. You will have to design that UI. You will have to design the process model. Everything you will have to do it, and then you can configure it here. However, I want Appian to do so. So let's go back to our application and refresh this application. How many objects we have so far?
5.
Only 5 objects, right? Now let's see that. I'm going to generate the record action. It tell me that what action you want. You want create, update, or delete. Let's say I want to go with the create. Right now I just want to go with the create option. I hit generate. Now let's wait for a few seconds, not for a minute even, just a few seconds.
I believe Appian is down because even for me yesterday, today I was doing some practice and it was really taking too much time to get upgrade and it.
Well, it's working fine.
But generally it does not take that much time.
It's only 15 to 20 seconds for now. See, within 30 seconds here, it's ready. So what it says it created an action for me, given the name of the new customer, and it also created objects, the process model, and an interface. How do we know that? Go back to your application, just refresh it. Now see, it has two objects created, the interface and the process model. We'll come to that. We'll see how these objects are working, but that's fine. This is the object we created. Now, if I go back to my record in the tempo page and refresh this page, what does it say? It also has a button called new customer.
Yes.
Right? Just click on that. We have an interface as well. Let's say I'm going to put I think SSN number as a 9-digit, right? Okay. I'm gonna use, I think my ID. Let me see my ID. Let me see. I'm gonna use my ID here so that it should not break. Created on. I'm gonna take today's date is active. I'll say yes, right? And I hit the create button. So I can see the ID generated 001, one entry. If I go to my database, Click on the browse option. There you go. We have entry into our database as well. So did we write any line of code? Anything that we did?
No, we
Nope.
just add the customer.
Right. So how quickly, within few minutes, we are ready with our application, which can add a customer to your system, to your database. And who created the interface and process model for us? It's an Appian. Now, what is the beauty of Appian in that you can do your customization. So you can ask Appian to create everything for you, and you can do the changes based on your requirement. Okay. Now let's say if I click on this interface code that Appian has generated, this was the UI that we are able to see when we click on the new customer, right? This was the UI.
Yeah.
If I want to make this SSN field as a capital, you can simply go back to the expression mode, and then so don't worry, we will be learning this UI design from basic from the scratch. Obviously, just I want to show you how Appian code works. And then you can click on this field, it will redirect into the code, and you can change it here. And then save it. Once you save it, it will update the changes in the interface. And if you try to click on the new customer, you see it's reflected here as well. So if I click on cancel, it should not make any. So all those things that we wanted, Appian has taken care of it, and it has also given us the code where you can go and see and what are things you can do.
Ravi, just one thing on this
Mhm.
intermittent page, we have not mentioned that these fields are, I mean, I don't know how this all the star marks are coming. It's a Appian by default generating, or we have defined
Right.
something.
Now, Appian has by default, we haven't write any code, right? We haven't mentioned anything.
Yeah,
It's
that's why
just
okay.
Appian is considering you have these fields, you might need to all as a mandatory, so you given the star field. You can simply go and you can change it if you don't want any field to be mandatory, right? So think about designing everything from the scratch and then just making some few changes. Which one is easier, right?
Yeah.
Any question, guys?
So basically, Ravi, in the Appian, we don't need to care about the structural coding, is it right?
We don't need to care about what?
The structural coding. I mean, just like I want a form, the structure of it, fields of it. So we don't need to care about that. The logic you have to be taken care, and then
Right.
basically,
Ideally, yes. I mean, yeah, I mean, Appian, if you have defined your table, see, if you have defined your data model very clearly, right, neat and clean data model, Appian can do most of the things for you already. You just have to be provide your logics.
oh,
Yeah. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm getting a call. All right, guys. Any questions? Go ahead. Someone is asking some question.
Ravi, is there many databases like Oracle database and all inbuilt in the Appian? Or
No, no. It's a MySQL. Initially, it was MySQL. Now it's a MariaDB. But if you have your internal database, you can connect it, from your admin console.
okay.
Ravi, so if we connect with our internal database, so like in the MariaDB, we are performing the write operation. It will be similar to that, or will it be
Exactly similar. There's nothing, no change. You just need to change the data store. So if you are using your Appian company's profile, right, you can see an admin console here. In that admin console, you will be able to see an option to connect with your third-party database. Once you will get added there, it's a very small connection. You just need to pass the connection string in the authentication. So whenever you go and select the database, you will be able to see your different data store as well to select. And then once you select the different data store, it will start giving you the table options from that data store. Same functionality. There's no change in the working mechanism. Everything is same. Guys, I have a very hard stop here. I'm expecting a lot of people to arrive here. Is that clear? Any question do you have?
No, I'm good.
No. Okay. So can you guys practice this? Create a table for you, connect with your record, or you can also try with your scratch option, and try to create your post action. We will be, and people, I see many people got happy that we created this interface already. Can't we do it from the scratch? We will be creating interface from the scratch for sure. It's just to show you that how Appian quickly can do everything for you. Okay. All right, guys. Sorry for today. I need a very hard stop, so I just go and practice this, create this record, connect with the record, and also try with the delete and update as well. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Any question, guys? No. All right. If you have any questions, please drop me on my WhatsApp in the group that we have created, and then we can continue that. And since a few members have asking for the previous day's videos, please do share with them once you create it. All right, guys. Thank you. Let's connect tomorrow, and then we can work with the other objects. Yeah. Thank you.
Thanks, Ravi.
Thank you.
Bye.